It wasn't a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, we actually did it. Bradford City are a League One football club again. It has been so many years of hurt and pain since that day we were relegated against Coventry City back in April 2019. And now in the May of 2025, it's nearly 48 hours or so on from the full-time whistle, and I still don't feel... It doesn't feel real. I'm still lost for words when I think about things. Bradford City are actually a League One football club. We haven't bottled it. We haven't finished mid-table. We haven't sacked a manager in February. We've actually gone and done it. And we are a League One football club. And I cannot say thank you enough to Graham Alexander. Thank you enough to every single player, whether that be Andy Cook, whether that be Chet Diabate, whether that be Bobby Poynton, whether that be Colin Doyle, and everybody else in between. As I just punched my microphone there. What an achievement. Thank you so much. And to all the people higher up from them as well. David Sharp, what an appointment he's proved to be. Promotion in his first season. We'll go back to back next year then. Ryan Sparks, he's taken a lot of flack from me and a lot of other Bradford City fans. But since that protest, him and Stefan Rupp have clearly realised that there is problems at Bradford City. Rupp's put more money in, so again, I'll give him credit for that. Sparks has got somebody in to help with the footballing decisions in David Sharp. And... look we're a successful football club. In his first full season of being a proper and acting like the proper big football club that we are for League 2 level, we've gone and achieved automatic promotion in the most Bradford City way possible. If you were a movie writer, you could have not wrote the script any better than that. Maybe it could have been Bobby Poynton who got the goal. That is the only thing that would have taken it to the next level. I think if Poynton would have scored, there wasn't a chance that the rest of the game was going to get played. That man would have been lifted on so many people's shoulders, the referee would have just have to go home, because he wouldn't have come down until 8 o'clock. But we've had so many managers, hundreds of different players, who've all failed to achieve what Graham Alexander has done. And don't get me wrong, at the time when Alexander was appointed, I raised a couple of eyebrows about that. I said Mark Hughes should have been sacked, but I'm not sure Alexander should have been appointed. When we went on that terrible run in March last season, where we lost 3-0 to Notts County, where we lost 5-1 to Mansfield, 2 or 3-0 to Harrogate, lost 2-0 at home to Forest Green. I thought Alexander is on real borrowed time, but he got the summer, he's had January, and what an achievement. He really has turned it around. I've never said Alexander out, but there has been a few times where if we did look to go in a different direction, I wouldn't have been against it, but I never pushed for Alexander to go, and I'm so glad that I never did that, because what a manager. I think after 10 games next season, as long as we are not in that bottom 4, I cannot question a single thing that Alexander does. Well, maybe not question, because I don't think he's still immune from criticism, but as long as we finish 20th next season, that is absolutely fine by me. We've just got to make sure that we survive, and I'm very confident we will. I think there's a big summer coming up. We'll obviously have loads of transfer videos, contract extensions, players departing, all that sort of stuff coming up as the next coming weeks and months do arrive. But let's just enjoy these next couple of days, enjoy the promotion. I think we've got the open top bus parade on Tuesday as well, so hopefully that will be just as exciting as what it was post full-time at North Parade. There's certainly some players who were partying very hard. I was having a conversation for a couple of minutes with Lewis Richards and Clark Adore. Clark Adore wasn't very happy with his placement that I gave him in my Royal Rumble Bradford City TikTok. And Lewis Richards, you've got to stay. I might have chewed your ear off for about 5 minutes saying the same thing over and over again, but Lewis Richards, come on, we want you to stay. Looking at League 2 next season, it is largely a southern division. Some of the away games in League 2 next season, I am so thankful we're out of that league, because I don't think I could have done another season in League 2. I really don't think I could. Now we're in League 1. 20 of the League 1 teams for next season have been confirmed. Obviously, the other 4 will be 3 of Stockport, Charlton, Leyton Orient, and who's the other team who's finishing the League 1 playoffs this season? Wickham, obviously, and then it will be 1 of Notts County, Wimbledon, Chesterfield or Walsall who will come up from League 2. So there is some real good away games in there for next season, and there's some real big clubs. For such a long time in League 2, we have been a massive a massive fish, not a massive pitch, a massive fish in not even a small pond, a tiny little puddle. That is what we have been like in League 2. So now to be going into League 1, there is actually some other bigger clubs than Bradford City. There are some other very well-established League 1 football clubs, the likes of Barnsley, Blackpool, Bolton. These are all clubs that have been in divisions much higher up. Then you've got your Burtons, your Stevenages, but they're clearly in League One for a reason. They're obviously done very well over the last couple of years. But then you've got Cardiff, they've come down from the Championship. Doncaster, who got promoted with us. Exeter will be a very long away game next season, and we've also got Plymouth. Obviously, they've come down from the Championship as well. Huddersfield. I don't know if we've ever played Huddersfield in my lifetime. I've certainly not seen us play Huddersfield in a live match, so I'm really looking forward to them two games. Lincoln City, obviously, being a Bradford fan, we've got a special connection with Lincoln, so I'm looking forward to both of them games. Luton Town didn't go when they won the League One title, and obviously they beat us 4-0 at their place in our relegation season, but they've come down from the Championship. Mansfield got a great relationship with their fans. Obviously, Northampton and Peterborough, they're two clubs that are very close in position in the geography map. You also got Port Vale who've come up with us this season. Reading, massive football club. Rotherham, not a massive football club, and obviously Wigan as well. So I'm looking forward to going to the DW Stadium once again. I'm really struggling with my words. Can you blame me though? I've just experienced probably the best moment I ever will in my life. And actually, looking at that goal again, it's not even Sarcevik's goal, is it? It's an own goal. Which, I don't know if that makes it better, I don't know if it makes it worse, but I've seen people saying they're going to get Sarcevic 90 plus 6 tattoos, when I think it actually is going to go down as a Bolton own goal. But whatever the future holds for a lot of them players, whether they're out of contract or they might be sold this summer, all of them have wrote themselves in history at Bradford City. We don't really experience much promotion. We definitely don't experience much automatic promotion. Graham Alexander, I think, regardless of whatever happens next season, will always have to be remembered as a Bradford City legend. To achieve automatic promotion is an unbelievable achievement. We've been outstanding at home so far this season, something that we've struggled with massively over the last couple of years. So many other managers and players haven't been able to rise to that pressure. Next season, we're going to need to be better away from home if we are to survive, because we're not going to be able to win pretty much every week at home in League One next year. So we do need to start picking up some more points on the road, but with better players comes more expectation. The sky's the limit for Bradford City next season. Yes, the aim is just to avoid relegation, but I'm sure there'll be a few people inside Bradford City who are wanting to maybe make a push next season. As long as we're not going to be ridiculous and be top of the league after 10 games and then really get my hopes up, then whatever happens next season, we've just got to enjoy it, because we're going to some real big football clubs next season. It's been a long time since we've said that. We could have been going to Barnet, Harrogate, Barrow, the list goes on, Crawley, but no, instead we're going to Bolton, Huddersfield, potentially Charlton, Cardiff. But once again, a massive thank you from me, and I'm sure I speak for the rest of the Bradford City fans, to every single player, member of staff, every employee at Bradford City. Thank you so much for delivering automatic promotion, not just promotion, automatic promotion in the way that we did. The defeat away at Swindon in the manner that happened, the bottle against Chesterfield, the crazy red card Baldwin got at Doncaster, so many weeks of frustration, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. That is the most Bradford City way possible. We had to win that game, and to do it in the 96th minute. Stefan Rupp posted on his Instagram saying that he's happy to pay the AFL fine, which I thought was brilliant from him. I think he's now finally realised what he's got at Bradford City. I do think that when he originally came in 2016, he bought it as a business, but now I think he's really starting to understand and get football. I hope we see him at many more Bradford City games in the future. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm still rupping and sparks in. There's countless years of failure and over-promising and under-delivering, but this year is a moment where they didn't really promise much, but they've just got the job done. Less talking, more delivering on their actions. There's still work to be done, and everything that has happened in the past isn't just forgotten overnight, because it's been an unbelievable achievement and they deserve credit for this season, but there's been so many years of misery that I don't think this isolated promotion just automatically makes up for everything. I really do hope they turn it around. I'm more than happy to eat my words. Like I've mentioned previously, I wasn't overly joyed with the appointment of Alexander. Now I'm absolutely buzzing with it, absolutely delighted with that appointment. What a manager. He's still here until the end of next season. I'm sure he'll probably get a new contract now as well, but what an achievement. Thank you to everybody at Bradford City, and I hope everybody's still partying as hard as Andy Cook, Colin Doyle, Tommy Lee. I don't think anyone's seen their family in 4 days, or however long it's been. It feels like 4 days, goodness me.